It was raining in Boston that night, the kind of cold, steady rain that makes the city feel heavier than usual. Inside a luxury waterfront restaurant, Daniel Whitmore sat by the window. At 42, he was one of the youngest real estate billionaires in the U.S. His name had been on magazine covers. His company owned half the skyline, but tonight wasn't about business. It was supposed to be his late mother's birthday. Every year, Daniel visited the small bakery she once owned before she passed away from untreated heart complications. He used to be the poor kid who washed dishes in the back while she worked double shifts. Now he could buy the entire block. He ordered the most expensive bottle of wine on the menu, not to impress anyone, just to fill the silence. When the bill arrived, it was $3,870. Daniel handed over his black metal card without looking. The waiter returned 3 minutes later, nervous. Sir, I'm really sorry. The transaction didn't go through." Daniel frowned. "Try again." Declined. He pulled out another card. Declined. A third declined. His stomach tightened. His CFO had warned him earlier about a temporary security hold after a suspicious overseas transfer. Daniel had brushed it off. He always had someone to fix things. But tonight was different. His assistant wasn't answering. His finance team was unreachable. And for the first time since becoming rich, Daniel felt exposed. The restaurant had grown quiet. A couple at the next table whispered. Someone subtly lifted their phone. Daniel's face burned, not because he couldn't pay, but because he remembered another time he couldn't. He remembered being 14, standing in a grocery store while his mother's card failed. He remembered her pretending to check her purse while quietly asking the cashier to remove items. He had promised himself he would never feel that helpless again. Then a soft voice came from behind him. "You can take care of it." Daniel turned. An elderly man stood near the entrance. His gray hair was thin. His coat was too light for the rain. He held a plastic grocery bag in one hand. "I don't mean to interrupt," the old man said gently, "but I heard what happened." The waiter looked confused. "Sir, the bill is—" "I know," the man said. "It's fine." He walked forward and placed several folded bills in a small envelope on the counter. Daniel stood up. "You don't have to do this." The old man gave a small smile. "Oh, son, I know that look. It's not about money. It's about the feeling." Daniel's chest tightened. "What's your name?" Daniel asked quietly. "Harold Thompson," he replied. "Retired bus driver." The waiter counted the cash. It wasn't fancy. Mixed bills, some old, some new. A few coins rolled out of the envelope. It covered the full amount plus tip. Daniel stared at Harold. "Why would you do this?" Harold shrugged slightly. 20 years ago, when my wife was alive, we couldn't pay a hospital bill. A stranger helped us that day. I never forgot it. I told myself, if I ever see someone stuck like that, I'll step in. Daniel swallowed hard. "But this is a lot of money." Harold looked down at his grocery bag. "It was meant for something else. My granddaughter's birthday gift. She'll understand." That broke him. Not the embarrassment, not the whispers. Daniel felt something crack open inside his chest. Something pride had sealed shut years ago. He stepped forward. Sir, please don't leave." But Harold just tipped his head and walked out into the rain before Daniel could say more. Daniel ran outside. The cold hit him instantly. He saw Harold halfway down the sidewalk. "Wait!" Daniel called. Harold turned slowly. Daniel's voice shook. "You reminded me of my mother." Harold's eyes softened. "Then she raised you well." The next morning, Daniel found Harold through city records. It wasn't hard. Boston bus drivers know each other. He showed up at Harold's small apartment building, paint peeling, stairs creaking. Harold opened the door, surprised. Daniel held out the same envelope, but thicker. Inside was a check covering 10 years of rent for the apartment, a college fund for his granddaughter, and full reimbursement of every dollar from that night. Harold's hands trembled. "Son, this isn't necessary." Daniel shook his head, eyes wet. "It is, because last night you didn't just pay a bill. You paid back a memory I've been carrying since I was 14. Harold stepped aside and hugged him. No cameras, no press, no headlines, just two men in a quiet hallway. One who had once been poor and one who still was. Proving that dignity doesn't come from wealth. It comes from kindness. And sometimes it takes a decline card to approve a human heart.